بيروت تلك ليست بيروت. بيروت هذه هي عكا ويافا والقدس. هي كل عربي يحلم بالحرية. فيها تزهر الأحلام مشاريع تحرر، وأحياناً تزهق الأرواح لتحيا الفكرة.
We did one of the most correct things we ever did.
مثل عصفورة صغيرة مشلوحة بنيسان.
وطن غسان كنفاني هو الفكرة التي حولها أدباً لتفهمها الأجيال وتتناقلها قبل أن تغتال إسرائيل روحه.
مثل الإنسان الغافي عم يحلم بالإنسان.
في ذكراه، هل ذاكرة أني كنفاني أثقلت كاهلها؟ أم لا شيء مستحيل؟
مثل الإنسان الغافي. بيروت بواريد وأبطال وخنادق وحرية سهراني أحيطان البيوت. بيروت 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 بكرا قالوا شو صار ببيروت. ترفع راس الشوارع وبتبتسم البيوت.
اوكي. بونجور، جود مورنينغ. لانا، كيفك ست أني؟ فاين، منيحة. Wow, this is your house.
I think I had to close my phone.
Yeah, put it on silent mode.
Okay, okay.
This is your phone?
This is my phone, my good old phone. And you know, I know يعني, more and more people, they go back to this phone.
Exactly.
Because it's a phone.
So you're out of social media, internet? You're not connected?
No, I have internet, and but
Yes.
I have no WhatsApp. I'm not getting disturbed all the time.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So that if somebody wants tea, then here's
nice.
tea.
It will keep it warm.
Yeah.
Good.
And you have here, the one who want coffee, it's here.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. And I'm gonna hold this for you, so
Thank you.
we're fine.
And then we will have
Let's
this
go.
one. Everything is much more difficult than before.
Ah, really?
Oh yeah, I mean concerning, of course, first of all concerning the economy, which is disastrous, especially for the people who don't have an income in US dollar. It's really very, very hard.
Are you always this busy? Because it was very difficult to arrange an appointment with you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I am very busy, yes. Because, you know, I'm now the chairperson of the غسان Kennedy Cultural Foundation.
Yes.
And with that follows a lot, there's a lot of work to do. And then, of course, I also my daily work with, you know, communication with the kindergartens and centers and so on. And
Lots of work to do.
lots of work and correspondence. And you know, in these times when it's so difficult with the internet, it takes you much longer time.
I'm curious actually to know about your daily life.
Well, I wake up usually around 7:30.
Yes.
Of course, I take my coffee in the morning, and then you know, the things to look into what came in our mails and what.
You start working directly.
Not directly. I mean, but during the morning, and then I go to the office and.
Is there any, you know, special ritual that you follow?
I will tell you something. What I do, I do exercises in the morning.
Really?
Yeah.
What type of exercises?
It is something where you move everything in your
Exactly.
body, and I think it's important. And then I walk a lot.
Ah, really? Where, here in Beirut, or?
If I have anything to do in Hamra, I would always be walking.
From Verdun to Hamra?
Yeah.
Wow. You don't take a car?
It's nothing. It will take me longer time with the car.
Exactly, with all the traffic.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like walking, and it's healthy for the body. Really.
Yeah,
really.
of course.
I mean, here, I'm sometimes wondering with people here in Lebanon, they cannot go from this corner to the next corner without going by car.
We are lazy people. What can we do?
Yeah, you can
Europeans
do something.
are more energetic than us.
No, you have to do something about it, because otherwise, when you get my age, you will be in a very bad situation.
Can you tell me your age?
No.
But let's say you are in your 70s, 60s?
No, I'm in my 80s.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
No.
You're in your 80s now?
Yeah.
Wow, mashallah, I should touch wood.
When غسان, my husband, was assassinated together with his young niece, in a way, I could have left to Denmark with Faiz and Leila, my two children, but I felt, no, I'm not going to do that. First of all, they are born here. They belong to a Palestinian family, and then maybe it was also a challenge. Definitely, for me, it was a challenge to, in a way, to tell the murderers, the Israeli responsible, that no, we are not going to give up.
يا ولد لا تقوم يا ولد حتى الممات ما وصلك صوب البلد منقول.
What I noticed actually in all of your interviews, that when you talk about Ghassan Kanafani, your face obviously glows. So what is your secret? What is the secret of this love?
يا خوخ خانونا الحبايب نحن ما خنا.
When I met Ghassan, I had, before that, I had been in Yugoslavia to a student conference, and there I met Palestinians, Palestinian student leaders. I met Palestinians for the first time. So I came with a letter from a friend of Ghassan in Damascus, telling him, please take care of Annie, she is a friend of ours. And that's how I met him. He was that time working as editor-in-chief of El-Hurriya weekly. And
he was mean to you?
When I came in, he said, hey, what do you want? He was busy writing an article. So I said, Yani, okay, sit down and wait. So I sat down and, I can handle this kind of situations. And then...
you were a young girl back then.
Well, I was 25.
25,
yeah.
Okay.
No, I was
okay.
Yeah. Actually, my parents were very worried about me, but my two brothers told them, don't worry, Annie, she knows what she is doing, and she is a grown-up woman. He's a beautiful man. He is a very well...
yeah, he has a strong presence.
Yeah. And somehow I related a bit to my two brothers.
Ah, wow.
When I saw him, and when I started talking to him. Because, as I told you, we were children of the Second World War, and especially my older brother, as a young, in his teenagers,
yes.
He was also involved with illegal movement in Denmark. And I don't know if you can say it's love at the first, but maybe a few days later.
Can I ask you to recall one sweet moment or a secret memory that you keep in your mind of Ghassan and it makes you every time smile?
There were so many things. So he invited me out one evening. We were going to Ralaeni. I don't know if you know Ralaeni.
Here in Beirut.
In Beirut.
Yeah, it's a restaurant.
And then we had, probably I have been here for around a couple of weeks or like that.
Okay.
Or maybe a little bit more. And we went down and we had a nice supper. And then there are so many steps up to the street level.
Okay.
No, when we were sitting, so he suddenly asked me, do you want to marry me?
Wow.
So I didn't answer.
After how many days?
Maybe 2-3 weeks or something
Wow,
like that.
it was so fast.
Yeah. So I didn't tell him anything. But he said then, but I have to warn you.
Yeah.
Because I'm a poor person. I have no nationality. I have diabetes. My future is not very safe or very secure because I'm politically involved. And so I didn't answer. So when we went up the stairs, before we reached the street level, I put my hand on his shoulder. He said, yes.
Was it hard to raise 2 kids alone after the loss of your husband?
Yeah, also because, and partly I was working here in kindergartens, and partly because after we established the غسان Kennafani Cultural Foundation, I got very, very busy. غسان's family here in his aunts and cousins and so on, and yeah, they were very, very, very nice to me, and they accepted me from the first day.
You never felt that you are like an outsider because you're living with people, surrounded by people from different language, culture, backgrounds, religion even. So you never felt you are an outsider or be considered as an outsider?
No.
Really?
Yeah, no. In that time, in the 60s, Lebanon was different from today. I mean, it was much more open. It was not so open in the way. I mean, it was not difficult to live in Lebanon as a foreign woman. At that time, I mean, and it was actually very normal that time, the Muslim and Christian, the married.
I know what I know really, that the history of the world is always the history of weak people fighting strong people. Of weak people who has a correct case fighting strong people who use their strength to exploit the weak.
Going back to that fateful day, July 8, 1972. How do you remember what happened that morning?
Well, you know, the family, Ghasan's sister Faiza and the children, Lamis and Usama and Siad, they had just arrived from Kuwait, where they lived. And they stayed with us, and we were up. We lived that time in Ma'atala.
Yes.
And I remember that we were sitting, we had our breakfast, and then we sat on the balcony, and having a very nice time, and they were talking, Ghassan and Faiz was talking about the childhood and about friends and so on, so on. Yes. And then Lamis, the oldest child of Faiz and Hussein, she told Ghassan, uncle, please hurry up, I want to go and visit my cousins in Beirut. Yeah. That time, you know, we lived up there, but Ghassan was going down to Beirut. And usually it was on a Saturday, and usually I would go down with him on Saturdays because I was not working. Layla was already down playing with some of the neighbors' children. Mm-hmm. She was 5 years. And Faiz and his 2 cousins, they were up playing in the room. And then colors, in the end they went down. Ghassan or Lamis.
And you heard the explosion?
Then the explosion happened.
خفنا لكن كان خوفنا على غسان ما كانش خوفنا على لميس لأنه نسينا إنه لميس معه كنا عارفين إنه غسان كنا متوقعين إنه غسان هو المقصود في العملية هذه ركضنا برا كنا نكره غسان.
How you survived this trauma?
Of course it was very, very difficult. It was very, also because, you know, of course, in the beginning they told me that they are in the hospitals and that Ghassan is in the hospital, and I saw Lamis down when I went down because she was close to the car.
You saw her dead body?
Yeah. But Ghassan wasn't there. He was not there. Well, what the Israeli radio first announced was that I was killed.
Is talking about that a tragedy? still as painful as it was before?
Yeah, I think so. It's something, though it's now 50 years ago, it's still as if it was yesterday.
كبر الولد وتجمعوا الخلاء وصوت الوصية بالعقل محسوب فدائي طلوا وشهدت الأكوان إنه الفدائي للوطن منسوب.
After all these years, do you think that the West understands what the Palestinian cause is about?
Then when I came to Lebanon in 60, when we got married in 62, I had some very good friends in Norway. I lived for some years in Norway as a teacher. And
where? Norway?
In Norway,
yeah. Okay.
And she was a very well-known personality within the educational community. And when I started to write to her and others about the situation, about what I knew from غسان and what I knew, she was not really reacting. She was a leftist, a left-wing.
Yes.
She was not reacting as I had expected her to do. But then when غسán's book, Men in the Sun, was translated into first to Swedish, then
she started to understand the real situation.
Then she got, we sent her a copy.
A Man in the Sun is your favorite novel of غسان?
I think it's different.
Because it was dedicated for you.
Yes.
I suppose that.
Yes. But I mean, But I just wanted to say about Musse, our friend. When she got that book, 1 week after she sent a letter. It was a letter, that time we didn't have social media and fast. It was really a letter to open.
Of course.
And she said, now I understand.
Who do you blame for failing till now to fulfill the dream of غسان and other Palestinians around the world to return to their home? Who do you blame?
Well, again, of course, it is the occupiers, the Israelis.
Yes.
And then it's the West who facilitated that. Mm-hmm. I think the big responsible about the countries, that's Britain, with the Balfour Declaration and all what they did.
When you were still married, did you ever imagine yourself in your house in Akka, living with your kids in Palestine, going back to his homeland?
Yeah, of course we would. Of course, that was what any Palestinian would talk about. Yeah. And
they used to have a very nice house in Akka.
Yeah.
And you still have the photo of
we have a photo of
their
that house. Yes.
Preserving the legacy of غسان كنفاني prevented you sometimes from fulfilling your own dreams or pursuing your own dreams?
No, I don't think so. But of course it became my life. Nothing much has changed in me because already that time I was a kind of activist in the Vietnam movement and in the right of the poor people. And I think that and the fact that I choose to become a kindergarten teacher, early childhood education teacher, you have to love children, and if you love children, you have to fight for them.
That's why you are fighting for Palestinian children to have
for
their right to have a proper life.
Because children are, wherever they are children, and they are not the ones who decide the destiny of the world. It's the grown-ups. And maybe I should mention.
Why you become so emotional when you talk about children?
It's his illustrations.
Ah, nice.
So it's a very important book, this one. And that is now, it has been done as a musical in Ramallah, as a ballet in San Francisco, and as a play.
قنديل الصغير, the little lantern.
When you think about Ghassan, he died when he was 36. He had written 18 books on novels, short stories, she was more political issues, about the Palestinian resistance literature. He wrote about the Zionist literature, which is very important also.
In a very short period of time, he wrote
18 books.
18
and that was
books.
beside his daily work as editor-in-chief and as a political activist and so. So he worked, as I was telling before, and he works around the clock. He was a very fast reader, he was a very fast writer. And that's how he could produce all these books.
This is the genius man who threatened the Israelis, and that's why they killed him.
That's why they killed him. Yeah, that's why they killed him. Not because he was not, as a journalist friend wrote about Ghassan, he was a Fedayeen who never carried a gun. But his pen was more dangerous for the enemy.
Do you believe that the Palestinians will return to their homeland?
I think so.
It's not impossible.
No,
Nothing is impossible then.
No, of course it's not impossible. But what the Israelis have done, they have killed the leaders and the good leaders.
You know something? I like the Arabic words from you. خلاص شو اسمه يعني. This is your wedding in Denmark.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or the wedding party.
The Danish version.
Yeah.
This one is Saad.
This is Saad, yeah.
He wrote about Saad,
Yeah.
which is Hussein in real life.
Her real, yes.
Yes, her real
Hussein.
name. And your house in Akka, it's still there?
It's still there, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Actually, my granddaughter.
Who's living there?
Well, there
A
is
Jewish family?
There's one. As far as I know, one elderly Jewish woman still living there, and there's a Palestinian family.
أنا عائد إلى حيفا، عائد إلى مكان الروح، عائد على جناح الطير.
We have around 120 employees in all, in the 6 kindergartens and libraries and habilitation centers, and altogether maybe we have around 550 children.
It's a big foundation.
In the age of the kindergarten, 3 to 6. And then the libraries, maybe another 300 children.
Oh, wow.
And in the libraries, we also have tutoring, support for their, they can get help for the homework and the schoolwork.
What bothers you the most in the camp, or makes you angry, or feel that it has to be changed?
They should be back in Palestine من زمان.
صح.
But they are here, so we have to do the best we can do. If he would still be alive, he would still be active within what he has been doing.
But you are, as Annie Kנפאני, you are satisfied with what you
have done?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we should be proud of what you have done, really.
You're a positive person.
Yeah, I think so. And I don't know, and even if you are in very, very difficult circumstances, you have to believe that there is a future.
So nothing is impossible.
No, you are right, Yani. But you have to fight for it. You cannot just sit and wait. You have to be active.
So nothing is impossible, but you have to fight for it.
Yeah. In my experience, nothing is impossible, but you have to be ready to fight for it. And that was also what Ghassan did that time.
Yes.
هل أحسنت قراءة قدرك؟ هل أخلصت له؟ كل منا مكتوب عليه ما يكونه. مكتوب عليك إذا ولدت فلسطينياً أن تعلق تاريخ أجدادك تاجاً. مكتوب عليك أن تسلك كل الدروب المؤدية إلى موطنك، إلى أن يتحرر، وسيتحرر، لأن لا شيء مستحيل.